I was just cleaning up some of the artifacts we found earlier. It's a shame you couldn't come. Yes, I mean, the trek was rather perilous, but we did manage to find some wonderful things. Yes, this rain stick, for example. I found it lying amongst the brush. Apparently, it's what some of the people would use to try and summon rainfall. Yes, apparently droughts happen in the rainforest. It's supposed to simulate the sound of rain. I'm not so sure myself, but it is fascinating. Very fragile, though. A few of the little spikes did come out as I was bringing it back, unfortunately. How are you feeling anyway? Are you feeling a little better? Oh, don't be silly, don't listen to them. Talking about a curse just because you happened to walk through that stone circle. No, you'll be fine. Trust me, I have been on so many expeditions. Of course, I wouldn't let you get into any kind of danger like that. I think it's rather soothing, don't you? Yes, well, they're going to be wonderful to take back to the British Museum. Mr. Clark is going to be so impressed. Oh, did you perhaps go outside for a couple of moments? You have some leaves in your hair. Do you mind if I just... Yes, there's just a couple... Oh, they're tangled in your curls a little. Let me just get that. Oh, it's just a little stuck. There we go. Not poisonous, so you're in luck. And there's one over here as well. Let me just... It won't hurt, I promise. It's just a little tangled. Just pop those over there. Oh yes, what I was going to tell you, I'm so glad you're awake. We actually found an old temple. Yes, well, we were going to catalogue it and leave it be, but curiosity got the best of me and I ventured inside. I know, a little dangerous, but it's fine. I'm a professional, I know what I'm doing. Yes, I ventured inside. It was dark and gloomy inside. I could hear the scuttling of rats and insects. And as I moved further, I pushed through a curtain of ivy and stepped through. I get chills just thinking about it. Yes, I stepped through, and the sounds of the animals stopped all of a sudden. I think we have a fly in the tent. Did you hear that? Anyway, stopped sudden, and it was silent for a few beats. I thought to myself, well, rather alarming. If it is so quiet, no animals dare enter. Perhaps it is cursed. I'm just kidding. I kid, I'm a kidder. But anyway, I was inside this temple. And I could see a little by the candlelight. Everything else was dark. I thought I saw movement to my left, and I stepped back, only to stand on a piece of the ground that moved inwards as my weight settled upon it. Well, I was startled, to say the least. Behind me, the wall of ivy closed, and behind it a wall emerged from the ground. Thump, 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 and it levelled with the ceiling, and I was trapped. Panic? Oh, my dear. I didn't panic. I was more thrilled, enthralled, excited about the prospect of perhaps finding something that no other human had laid eyes on for centuries. So I ploughed forward. Where there had once been darkness in front of me, there was a light, just a little glimmer. So I moved step by step, careful not to step on any more loose flooring. I didn't want to set off any booby traps. Oh yes. I mean, not a weekly occurrence, perhaps monthly. But I continued forward, brave as I am, my heart pounding in my chest a little more than usual, but not too much. I could hear a little trickling of water somewhere nearby, but I never did see the source. What I did see, however, was an opening in the side of the wall. I moved over to it by candlelight. I could see a shape, a cube. I plucked it, waited, careful. Perhaps it was booby-trapped. But no. I managed to grab it and pop it in my satchel. Then I continued forward. I tried following the sound of the water, but I couldn't quite get to it. It seemed to be behind a wall. So I pushed through more overgrowth. Somehow it had managed to grow in the dark conditions. I could once again hear scuttling, rustling. Every now and then I saw a glimmer, a little shine. I thought it perhaps was gold, so I moved forward. Not that that's why we're here. No, no, no. We're not here to rob the graves of some ancient civilization. But if I did happen to pass by a gold coin, for example, I would take it to study. Simply to study. I could never quite reach the glistening things that I saw, though. So I continued forward and forward, down some stairs, all stone and crumbling, ivy overgrown in all the corners. When I eventually reached flat ground once again, I must have been meters and meters underground. I saw yet another opening in the wall, and yet another cube. Well, actually more of a rectangle. I did let my curiosity get the best of me once again. I mean, I should have cordoned off the area, called in the remains of our group, made sure there was an exit and perhaps oxygen, but I was too fascinated. I grabbed this box too and popped it in my satchel. These are what I have to show you now, my dear. I would call this one a type of puzzle box. Well, when I first put it in my satchel, it was complete. But when I took it out, all of the inner workings came out. Let me show you. These pieces, they were all inside of it, you see. I believe that if we were to complete the cube once again, it would reveal some marvelous secret about this civilization that no one has ever uncovered before. Shall we try? somehow these pieces must go together and go inside this cube. I'm afraid I don't know how they work exactly. It does seem rather difficult. Oh, perhaps. No. It's going to be quite tedious, I believe. Almost, I think. Not quite flush, though. Perhaps this one. Oh, you see? It fits perfectly. But now somehow the other pieces must fit around it. I think this may take some time. Yes, it's a good thing we're here for another week. What about... you see now that one does not fit. Oh gosh. Perhaps I will do this a little later, where I can concentrate a little more. You do agree that it's fascinating, though, don't you? If only by a few days' work we could uncover a truth about an ancient civilization, well, that would be more than enough for me. I'm very excited. Let's put that aside for now. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. I mean, obviously, I think it will reveal some secret, whether it simply be how intelligent they were to create such puzzles. But you think, perhaps a map to some buried treasure. No, I'm not so naive as to believe that. It could, however, lead us to some clues. Yes, perhaps it will reveal some clues as to other civilizations. Ones that we perhaps believe are mythical or long forgotten. Oh, yes. Well, the other box. Now this one I am extremely excited about. Yes, well, you see, it brings a tear to my eye. This one, although not as ornate or complicated as the other, listen. There is something inside. Let me... Do you hear anything? Perhaps one of the panels sounds a little different. I can't hear anything myself. Let's try a little brute force. Do you hear the slight difference? Oh my word. Perhaps this part is a little different. Well, look what we have here. What could it be? Oh, it seems we have found a secret compartment. Oh. Oh my dear. Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? We're going to be famous. No. I will tell you what it is then. This here. This beautiful little rock. Do you see how it looks like the ocean? So blue and beautiful. I can't believe I'm holding it in my hand. Oh, well. Let me calm down a moment. This here is a piece of sea glass. No. Not your usual sea glass. Not your everyday sea glass that you would find on the beach. Or perhaps diving off the coast of England. No. No, my dear, this is Atlantis sea glass. I have studied the ancient, forgotten, lost city of Atlantis all my life. I've always been fascinated by it. Don't you think this is a wonderful find? This, my dear, proves the existence of the lost city of Atlantis. How can I tell? How can I tell? How can I tell? The amount of books I have read, my dear, are immeasurable, innumerable. I know a piece of Atlantean sea glass when I see it. And for it to be hidden in such a place that has not been touched for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years, that only reassures me that this is authentic. I must immediately journal what I have found, what we have found. We are a team. You are with me in this, aren't you? Yes, ready for our next adventure. I hope so. This wondrous box has brought us such delights. I knew there would be some sort of Aztec gold hidden within. Yeah. Rich? No, I'm not thinking we're going to be rich. I'm thinking we're going to be written into the history books as the two most amazing, wonderful, fantastic, renowned explorers of all time. Let me explain. This gold is not simply Aztec gold. Although beautiful and, of course, almost priceless, this gold has the inscription of a certain city. Yet another lost place that we as a human race thought undiscoverable or unbelievable. A myth, if you will. But this gold proves that it is real. You don't know what I'm talking about. I apologize for my ramblings. I do. This gold not only hints at the existence of this city, it outright proves it. This gold is from the lost city of El Dorado. We must keep this between ourselves until we discover a little more proof. Yes, I have decided it will be our names and our names alone that will be written in the history books. Do not divulge to anyone else how to open this box, do you understand? Yes. I must fasten it completely. And do not tell anyone about what we have seen today. You were the first person I told, so we are safe on that front. Yes. We will discover both lost cities. Not just one, but both. I must commemorate this day with you. Let me take a photograph. I am overwhelmed and overjoyed to share this with you. Aren't you? Okay. Now, how do I open this blasted thing? Oh. Goodness gracious. Ow. Oh, there we go. All right. Now, are you ready? Say, greatest explorers ever. Let us take one together. Yes, of ourselves, if you will. Okay. Wonderful. I will not share the photograph, of course, until after we find both Atlantis and El Dorado. We will continue our exploration, and we will become known as the greatest explorers have very many exciting weeks ahead of